Welcome to this drive in my Porsche 911 991.1 Carrera 4S, 3.8 flat 6, around 400 horsepower, naturally aspirated, no turbos. My first 911, I knew it had to be something that wasn't too old school, too classic, nothing too modern. I wanted to have all the tactile buttons. I wanted something that felt analog but still felt modern enough. This, I feel, is the sweet spot. I wanted it to be naturally aspirated. I wanted to really have a high revving car. This generation of 911, it just has a perfect blend between old and new. The interior on this example is literally like brand new. I found a real gem, I feel. So let's quickly run through all the different options. We've got the Aero Cup kit, which I have to say I absolutely love. I know opinions on this are quite divided, especially when you get on the forums, and it's funny to me how so many people actually think this is some aftermarket kit and not realize it's actually a factory Porsche option. So it's a fixed wing, it's kind of like got the duck's tail spoiler, and then we've got another wing actually on top of it. Included in the kit is also the side skirts, which are really nice, and then the front splitter, and yeah, that is basically the Aero Cup kit. I think it suits the car wonderfully. It really just gives it that little bit of an extra sportiness. We got the Sport Techno alloys as well, beautiful alloy. I wasn't too sure about these when I first saw the car on the pictures, but in the flesh they look great. It is a classic 5-spoke design, although I do think the 911s look really nice with a more multi-spoke design. It's still a really nice wheel, it suits the car wonderfully well, and the contrast between this wheel colour and the body works really well. Sunroof, which is a lovely thing, and rear wiper, which you don't really get very often on 911s of this age. And with it being the 4S, it's obviously a wider body than the normal S, and we've also got the light bar, which I think is wicked, really suits the car. So that's the exterior. Let's go into the interior. Again, opinions divided. This car has a full red leather extended interior with the Burmeister sound system. It has the carbon trim on the doors, on the inside, on the wheel, and it is the Sports Chrono. Obviously we've got Sport Plus, PSE, Porsche Sports Exhaust, which sounds flipping wicked on this car, screams. Seats are so comfortable, you can literally drive this all day long, heated and ventilated. So as far as the actual spec goes, I'm super happy with this buy. Now in terms of the way the car drives, this kind of took me by surprise. I expected it to be a lot more stiff. I expected it to be quite rough, quite noisy, clanking, although there is noise and there's the odd noise from the cabin as you get with these. I can't believe just how well composed the car is over not perfect roads, how soft and supple the suspension is, and how you really can transform all the characteristics of this car by simply turning on the PSE, which is a Porsche Sports Exhaust system, stiffening the suspension, and it just totally transforms into a different car. In that regard, it reminds me a little bit of my Audi RS3, because
that also had a very Jekyll and Hyde type of character. So I was worried about it going over speed bumps and catching it here and there, but I've not caught this car once, even on bumps, which I actually thought would pose a challenge. That did pose a challenge to the GTR, and I understand why they say now the 911, it really is an everyday sports car. Now, initially I was a little bit reserved about the interior. I was thinking, oh, it's all red and, you know, it's not going to work and it might be too much. But only when I actually got the car and sat in it, I realized it's not that bad at all, because the red is actually broken up by bits of carbon, by bits of alloy silver. Obviously the roof lining is all Alcantara. Even the steering wheel has a top carbon and bottom carbon trim. So it's not that bad whatsoever. Now, as I said, this is my first 911 and it's definitely not going to be my last, though the next car we're looking at is a GT3 RS, and that will be a 991.1 or potentially a .2. Very different car, something that I'm going to be really looking forward to buying at some point. So is the 991.1 Carrera a good buy? In my opinion, it's the perfect first Porsche, especially for someone who doesn't want something that's too modern and wants to have that kind of old school feel. I think it's the perfect balance between the two.